Hey guys, so Evocoti 3.24 dropped last night and had an opportunity to test it, and I just kind of want to give you a brief explanation on what I experienced. First and foremost, new cargo hangers, persistent hangers are going to be a learning curve. There is no more tapping I and bringing up your inventory and moving things around. That is gone. Physicalized cargo is going to be the thing of 3.24, and we're all going to have to deal with it. I think it's kind of cool, but logistically it's going to take longer than what we're used to. So prepare yourself, get familiar with it, watch any videos that you can on it to get ahead of the curve, because it's going to slow everyone down, I believe. But I'm not trying to be negative about it. Just know physicalized cargo has always been on the table for a feature, and it's here. It's finally here. So before I go over the test notes, I just want to say stick around to the end. I got some really good information from Kestrel 1 over at Shadow Moses. Some tabulated weapons buff information to share with you guys. Anyways, the test notes. The first test feature is personal and instance hangers, which is pretty neat. You go up to ASOP, you call your ship like regular. Instead of it giving you a hangar number to go to, you go to Uncle Porkchop's hangar. And once you get in the elevator, you'll have like dogging ports, and then you'll have your hangar, whether it be small, medium, or large, or industrial size. And I do believe these hangars are increasing in size. They look bigger to me, the ones that I were in. Once you're inside your personal hangar, there you'll have a storage kiosk to access all of your inventory from what they call the warehouse, and you'll move it to what they call a drawer, and then that's where you'll transfer everything from that kiosk to your ship or the storage elevator, which is really neat. So you'll do everything inside your hangar, including decorating your hangar with your hangar flare, and then you can live inside your hangar forever and never go out in the verse if you choose to. One last thing before we move on to the next feature. If you walk into somebody's elevator and you're not in their party and you start trespassing, alarms and bells start going off everywhere. There's going to be no way that anybody's going to be able to sneak into your hangar and you not know about it. Next feature is freight elevators. I tested this a little bit. It was kind of buggy for me, and in between the my account getting bricked from trespassing so much, I didn't get a lot of time to spend on this. But it's pretty straightforward. You have your own kiosk inside your hangar where you would access the storage of all your cargo or cargo that you're loading into it. So you would just load cargo onto the elevator and then send it into your warehouse, or you would call cargo from your warehouse up the elevator, which includes weapons, you name it, anything. I tried other items, and I really like hospital beds and stuff like that wouldn't work. But definitely cargo and all of your inventory that you had normally done in the past. One thing I found odd is when you buy cargo and you're waiting for it to be loaded onto your cargo elevator, it could take hours. I think they said something, it was like 4 to 5 hours to load one C2 up. And I really hope that CIG would probably adjust those numbers, because that seems a little much for me. But at any rate, it's kind of straightforward. It's kind of like going to Admin Center and you got almost the same UI type of thing, but it's more of a three-dimensional, and you can do multiple sizes, and it's a lot more features there, and I want to spend more time testing it, and hopefully you will too soon. The next feature is hover trolleys, and unfortunately they were bugged when I tried to use them and couldn't, but I did hear from other Evos and they were working for them for the most part, and I was kind of jealous a little bit, but I can't wait till the next iteration of Evo comes out so I can test those, and I'll be sure to report to you, because those just sound like fun to me. Okay, the last main testing feature for Evocoti was hangar decorations, and I'm almost sure that we're going to have a hoarding situation, because you can pretty much put anything anywhere. I mean, all of your hangar flare, ships, cargo, you name it, you could just leave it there and it'll stay. I imagine there's going to be a lot of messy hangars coming up, or you're going to have some really nice, really organized hangars. Which one do you choose to be is up to you. So that's kind of cool. Overall, you know, it was a buggy mess, and that's to be expected with first iterations of Evo patch before it moves on to regular PTU and then live. So people's counts were getting bricked because there was a trespassing issue. If you did a server, if you went into server recovery, it would say that you were trespassing and it would brick your count and you couldn't do anything and you had to reinstall PTU and start over. There was lots of little bugs here and there. The trolleys weren't working for me. Overall, I could see what features are new and they're big, but there was a lot of bugs. But I imagine moving forward in the future, we're going to there's going to be a lot of improvement, and this is going to be a big one. This is going to be a big patch. It's going to be like the Master Modes patch, and everybody's going to be a little flustered at first, but we're all going to do it, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. Now let's get on to vehicle weapons buffs for 3.24, and shout out to Crystal1 over at Shadow Moses for tabulating these new numbers. My advice is to screenshot these numbers and keep them for yourself. And it looks like lasers and cannons across the board are coming up. That's actually pretty good. I'm glad to see that the laser repeaters are back in play with a 20% buff. And a good many of the cannons are up 13, 15, and 17%. So that's pretty awesome. So maybe the battles won't be as so long as more. Actually, I'm getting tired of like just using nothing but cannons lately. So getting some laser repeater action in there is going to be a little fun now. Another feature that I didn't touch on is we're getting night vision now. So we'll have the opportunity to have night vision, and it's kind of like real life night vision where light affects it. So if a flashlight shines you in the face or you point toward a lamp, it will blind you. I didn't get a chance to test it myself, but I've seen video from other Evo demonstrating it, which was really cool. And scope glint isn't as bright as it used to be. They actually dimmed it down some where you can hardly see it now, so that's kind of cool. A few other notable changes that are coming for 3.24 that has been added is they made further flight controller tuning changes to most of the ship's afterburner and SCM speed, so that's going to be interesting. I haven't had much time to test that. They also made an increase for the Manus engine attachment health, and they reduced the Manus emissions, so obviously it's a little more stealthier, a little more buffed up a little bit. And they also increased the health on all ship's gimbal sizes, which we know those were kind of having some troubles there, so that's good news. Well, that about wraps it up, and I tried to go as fast as I could and briefly go over what I experienced and try to keep it short. But if you have any questions or comments or anything, post them down into the comment section below, and I'll do my best to address them. Also, please like and subscribe if you think I earned it, and take care.